miglior gioco del Flamengo sono stati evidenti.
The ball starts the action now that we're going to do this game and do it well.
And Fiji in possession immediately over the far side, pushing it up towards Celine. And now it's Bobby Armand to Grant Turner, deep. Sumner to Elric. And Elric content to turn it back to Richard Wilson. Long clearance from Wilson. Balls to Kambarakoro. Now Celine finding Kambarakoro. Here's Grant Turner in very quickly. Looks full of action. He's had shin problems. And he's going in very hard for those tackles.
Yes, I was up in Gisborne working up there with the club the week that he did this, and his leg was in a really bad state, Neil, but he's done a marvellous job to recover and to play in this international match today.
Harmon flicking on. Oh, here's Wooden left clear down through the middle. Can Wooden control it? Puts it past goalkeeper. 1-0 New Zealand.
Well, there we now see the ball played in, and there it goes. No problems here, flick on. Look how square the back four were. Absolutely terrible defending. For all credit due to Wooden here. A lot of pressure on, the ball was bouncing, he couldn't get good control. And there you saw it well stroked home. Got an expression in coaching, we call it passing into the net. And it's an excellent goal.
And New Zealand quickly back. Cole turning it across the goal. Sumner looking for it with Grant Turner. At Kambalala, good hands in goal. Takes it well.
Yes, for a goalkeeper who's just been beaten there, he did very well on that cross ball. And there we are now, there's Wooden again, on that favourite left foot, no problems whatsoever, passed into the side, netting a treat.
Wooden flicking the ball on. And once again, Kambalala clears downfield. Armand. Back to Wilson. Ricky Herbert. Now Armand pushing forward. Nice ball through. Grant Turner with space. Cole bursting through. Turner penalised for going over the back.
Well, for someone who's just come back from injury, this boy is certainly putting himself about this afternoon, Neil.
Grant Turner is a man, Alan, as you say, you only had to see the shot of him as the national anthem was being played. That was Grant Turner. That's the way he plays. Flash it on the far side. Ball pushed away nicely from Turner towards Wooden. Wooden controls it. Now Cole turns it back. Flicked away by Kambarakoro. Wooden again, now running to Elric. And Adrian Elric didn't hit that with the same power that he hit his shot against Indonesia. In the team because of Glenn Dodds, but nice to see him getting up there and supporting the attackers with the picking up the loose balls. Glenn Dodds, of course, suspended for a foul. He's also been suffering something of an injury cloud, but I'm sure, Alan, the rest won't do Glenn Dodds that much harm.
No, I think it also gives the rest of the squad members a chance to play as well, and that's good in the final analysis, because if we go through to the next round, it's important to get as much experience as we can.
Now here's Captain Sumner flicking on towards Wooden. Offside against Brian Turner. Brian Turner, 97 caps, just 3 short of the magic 100. A remarkable achievement. Herbert getting high. Now this is Yone, one of the new players, flicking it on. getting it well. Mackay bash. Mackay being pushed off the ball, and now Hill. Good ball to Wooden. Strong tackle from Watkin, who played well both in Fiji and the first game. Cole. Turner to Mackay. Solid tackle from Manan, the captain of the Fijian side, and New Zealand win the free kick.
This boy's going to be a very good player, Neil Manan, Abdul Manan, captain their youth team in the Oceania Championships last year. Very, very good player, good defender.
New Zealand from the set piece. Herbert looking for it, runs free. Mackay. High, wide and handsome. Would have done credit to some of those drop kicks I think they saw at Lancaster Park yesterday, but that's not the object here. Cole with space, nodding forward towards Turner. And the ball running away for a throw to Fiji. Turner to Sumner. Cut out by the defence. Pushed back to Mackay. Nicely to Turner. Nice touch. Mackay backing up. Turns it back quickly. Sumner. Sumner again with a little bit of skill, but failed to carry on from there.
It mustn't get over anxious at this stage. It's very obvious that we're going to do well in this game because they're giving us a fair amount of room to play, particularly in our attacking third. But I think we've just got to calm the game down a little bit and start playing balls into feet. And I think if we do that, then we'll come out on tops.
Now Fiji come away through Choi. Turns back. To Yone. Now Manan. Fiji contentious to push it about. Long ball, and Hill turns it back to Wilson. That's a mammoth kick from Wilson. And Richard Wilson in fine form, and that, Alan, really was a magnificent goal kick.
Yes, he's almost reaching the attacking third of the field, which is tremendous, and it's putting their back foot under great pressure because they will not cope in the air with either Wooden or Brian Turner.
Now melee, robbed by Cole. Wooden with space again. Grant Turner running on. Wooden trying to get set. Yone, robbed by Sumner. A shot from Sumner. In the net. 2-0. 10 minutes gone. New Zealand 2, Fiji 0.
Well, I thought it was Steve Wooden who had that lethal left foot. Whether he's been doing a little bit of coaching work with Stevie Sumner or not, I don't know, but that was absolutely brilliant. Top-class play. And here we look at the replay again. Ball played in, cleverly knocked backwards here, and we move the ball across the field. And as the ball is played across square now, we see Sumner hunting. Wooden does his thing, can't get inside. And this is where Sumner does very well. He's hunting there now, he's looking at him, he's looking at him, he pinches, he's in it quickly again. And watch this for shooting. Top-class striking. Ball did not swerve 1 inch offline, hit the back stanchial. Well played, Sumner. And again, looking from another angle, see how well Sumner tracks in here. Wooden does his thing and fails. And there he is, he's sniffing away now. He's sniffing away like mad, and he's in. Well done, and well struck.
Flicked on again. Here's Grant Turner in front of goal. 3-0. Well, they're going to come thick and fast today, Alan. That ball is a long kick again from Wilson, over the top. Grant Turner, there was just no one within 20 metres of him, Fiji, and it's 3-0.
No, the Fijian back four aren't going to cope with this sort of pressure. And particularly as we've now had 3 goals all struck with the left foot. And we just missed the replay there.
Grant Turner just toppling a wee bit. Now let's see if Fiji can come back and make some sort of contest. They're down 3 goals. 12 minutes, New Zealand up by 3 goals to 0. Salim a long way back. Now Manan. Salim has come right back from centre forward looking for the ball. Tackled by Turner, and the referee indicates the tackle was unfair. Free kick. Manan turning it back to Fijians work back. Nodded on. Picked on again by Turner. Wooden just flicking it in field, almost casually. Mackay looking for it. Watkin to Melee. Back to Kambakoro and goalkeeper Kambalala. Watkin. Cole, nice ball. Brian Turner with tons of space. Grant Turner running on. And the corner.
Those are some of the misfortunes of being a goalkeeper, I suppose. The boy did ever so well to get hold of the thing and slid over the line with it. I think we've got to try and keep this scoring rate going now, because it could be crucial in the final analysis, and also it'll give the team a tremendous confidence as they move into the next round, Neil.
Steve Wooden chips it across, flicked away. Mackay and Dewan going for it. Hill. Sumner in space, pulls it down. Could this be the captain's number 2? Brilliantly saved. Brilliantly saved by Kambalala.
Good shot stopping that. Excellent shot stopping from the keeper.
Now Fiji over halfway. There's Grant Turner a long way back in defence, having to head it, bring it under control, and a diving header nicely to Wilson. He's surrounded by the 2 Fijians. The class from Grant Turner.
I don't know how much help he was getting from Wilson there. Wilson was in 2 minds whether to come or whether to stay. So all credit due to Turner for doing that.
Wilson with a lower kick again. Mackay going for it. Wooden. Popped up by Choi. Mackay with space to Hill. Back to Mackay. And now Watkin pushes forward. Here's Salim on a run. Herbert going well too. And Fiji have won a corner. Ricky Herbert with a small cut over the eye, but once again showing his tremendous face as he went back with Salim. And it'll be Kambakoro to take the corner. Hooked across. Wilson safe. Cleared by the defence. Cole looking for it. Sumner, good ball. Has Brian Turner got the pace? He has Choi inside him. Wooden's in the middle. Wooden calling for it. Turned away nicely by Manan. And then Feroz promptly putting it back over the touchline. Feroz, one of the strikers in the Fijian side. Elric. Cleared by Manan, only as far as Mackay. Back to Hill. Grant Turner looking for it. And Bulavanaka wraps a big boot around it. Being played as a sweeper today. Cole, Mackay. Brian Turner in for the tackle. And Fiji win the throw. 17 minutes gone. New Zealand leading by 3 goals to 0. Now Kambalakoro. Hill to Mackay. Cole to Sumner. Sumner finally winning it. Now Wooden. And Wooden brought down well and truly. Referee Mr. Gekpai making quite clear of his intentions as a Fijian wall lines up. Duncan Cole over the ball. That's the Fijian wall. Here's Wooden with a shot. Hit it well, but it was wide. Steve Wooden, the man whose left foot has really been one of the features of the games played in this Oceania qualifying group. Now playing with South Melbourne and enjoying it immensely, saying that he really appreciates the football on the standard, but he's very pleased to be out there today. New Zealand come forward again. Cole with a diagonal ball. Wooden in pursuit. The speed of it might beat him. No, Wooden gets to it well. But now Fiji on the break. Yone holding the ball. Back to Feroz. Sumner coming back. Feroz again. Now Armand to Elric. And back to goalkeeper Wilson.
Very good sporting play there from Richard Wilson. Came right into the corner of his box to receive the ball. And of course, we're now being let out the other side and we start attacking on the other flank.
Hill, Brian Turner deep. Charge down by Melee. So Turner will try again. Wooden with lots of space. Mackay again, always on the move. Hill to Turner. Now Turner. Yone with the ball. And back to Kambarakoro. Now it's a turn of goalkeeper Richard Wilson. Long one again. Here's Wooden in pursuit. Grant Turner brings it down well. Feroz with the throw. Sumner in, working hard. Cole pushing forward. Ball flies to Brian Turner now onto Grant Turner on the edge of the box. Turns it back to Brian Turner, who wasn't expecting that. Now Choi. Choi slipping on the turf and conceding the throw.
Yes, I think the quality of the play now has deteriorated a little bit in the last 5 minutes. It's very difficult for a team, once it's gone 3 goals up, to maintain the same level of concentration, but they've got to do it. They've got to get themselves back into the patterns they achieved before and settle down and start playing balls around to feet again. Because this back four of Fiji is very badly organised, it's playing very square, and we can go through it like a knife through butter if only we'll be patient on that particular theme.
Captain Manan with the free kick. Once again, another Fijian goal kick. And Manan coming back to take it. He's the captain. Short ball to Choi. Flicked on nicely. Here's Salim down through the middle. Has the gap. John Hill there quickly. There's the long goal kick again. Grant Turner flicking it on. Wooden with space right in front of goal. Takes his time. Hits the post. Hits the post. He had all the time in the world, and his placement was just 3 inches to the left. But that should have been number 4, Alan.
Yes, that's unusual for Wooden to miss those, and it's a state of mind, as I said early on. They've got themselves now a little bit sloppy, and I'm certain that Fallon and Adzed are going to have something to say about this at half-time. If you look at the replay again, he's got a lot of time here to settle on the ball. He side-foots it home. You see, and you've got to finish those balls. In the next round against the big-timers, I'm afraid if we miss those, it could be crucial to us.
Right, here's Duncan Cole down through the middle, pushing a ball towards Sumner. And harmlessly to goalkeeper, Kambalala. Now Captain Sumner to Armand. Bobby Armand, not much seen of him today, but he's been certainly the mainstay of the New Zealand defence and very highly praised by everybody who's seen him, including a number of overseas commentators. Now Herbert. As Fiji come forward again. Chone losing the ball. Brian Turner. Good ball to Mackay. Keith Mackay's legs disappeared, and I wonder he probably felt that he might have needed 3 inches more. That might have made the difference. Manan holding the ball. And now content to turn it back to his keeper. Salim in pursuit with Hill. And Richard Wilson ever present. A long kick from Wilson. Brian Turner flicking it on. And Wooden ruled offside.
Wooden's going to have to hold his run up and watch Brian Turner's action just a little closer there. Obviously Turner can win most of the balls in the air against the centre-backs, and it's only a question of time before that will pay off dividends even further still. But we must just have a little bit more patience in our play.
Wooden. Yone was going to turn it back. Choi pushing it upfield. Pushed on by Melee. Now Feroz. Substitution being indicated. Number 9 for Roz is coming off. So for Roz off, and the new man coming on. And like all of the Fijians, he has fairly similar characteristics. And his name is John Williams. Williams, number 11. And he is on to replace Feroz. In the meantime, Elric turning it back to Cole, who tried a shot, and he nearly sneaked it in at the near post.
Good shooting attitude there from Duncan Cole. Everyone expected the chip to the far post, and he leathered one for the near. Unlucky to miss that one. Good attitude.
Scrambled away by Manan. Turner. Chipped across, and that's harmless. And there's the scoreline. New Zealand 3, Fiji 0, 29 minutes gone in the first spell. Now there's Choi pushing it across. The new man Williams. Hill. Bobbed by Kambalakora, who's worked well in midfield. Now Fiji coming forward. Melee. Then the ball pushed through. And the offside up against Williams.
Well, I think that's the best piece of play we've seen from Fiji. It's the most enterprising thing they've done in our attacking half. And I think if they could be a little bit more positive at the back, they could present more problems to us. But I think the way the back four are playing for Fiji, they're very, very sloppy and giving lots of ball away.
Now Cole. Long ball through, pursued by Wooden. But the ball, with the aid of the breeze and the slightly slippery ground, just skidded away from him. Now Sumner. Ball pulled back to Hill. New Zealand win the throw. Cole, a gentle lob. Flicked in the air by Sumner. Armand. Hill. Wooden. Nice control. There's so much time. Now he's lining up the left foot. And it appears, in fact, that the left foot did some good because it came off a Fijian, and New Zealand have won a corner. And Wooden, we once a ban, will go across now and take the corner. Steve Wooden playing, of course, with the South Melbourne club in the PSL, the Australian League, and the scorer of the first goal. There's our sparse crowd at Mount Smart Stadium. You can see the wetness of the rain on the track. Wooden. Fiji clear away. Armand. Now Turner. Manan. Mackay. Hill back to Mackay, who's worked well. And there's a very untidy pass. And this is F. Salim with a lot of space. Sumner quickly back to rectify it.
I think Steve Sumner's now having a little word there with Mackay, and he's indicating that he's not too happy about the sloppiness of the pass there. They'd won the ball back well and then gave it immediately back to Fiji. As I said, I think that the two coaches will be concerned that the goal rate has died a little. And having said that, they've broken through extremely well into the top third, and it looks as if there could be something on.
Mackay with a cross and a diving header from Bulabanaka. Gives New Zealand another corner.
Well, that was a little bit more aggressive play there coming forward, a bit more positive in our attitude. And I think it's this attitude and this frame of mind that is more important of all now, more so than possibly even winning by more and more goals, because as we go into the next round, it's going to be extremely difficult.
Sumner with a flick on with a head. Brian Turner's in there, Grant Turner's in, and the goal has been given. Goal has been given. It is 31 minutes, and New Zealand lead by 4-0. And as we see the replay here, we'll see whether in fact it was Sumner's header or Turner's push.
And I think as the ball goes in our little near post head, the goalkeeper's come, he's in no man's land, and Turner gets the head there. It looked like a handball. Everyone's fighting and fumbling, and it's in. Yes, Grant Turner's goal, well done. A lot of courage there. Put his head in where other heads were. Another flick again. You can see he's played it and played it again, and it's in. A lot of determination from Turner. I think he might well be playing with a pad on his left leg. And again, he's showing that sometimes guts comes a little bit in small doses, but with him, I think he had more than his fair share.
Well, Kambulala, the Fijian goalkeeper, has seen 4 in the back of his net so far. Now Herbert, back to Armand. Herbert again. Cole comes back to assist. Now to Sumner. Back to Armand. New Zealand content just to push it around. Herbert to Cole. Now to Sumner. Hill has to go back in pursuit. And Fiji win the throw. Melee. Challenged by Cole, who takes it from him. Now Cole away. Manan turning it upfield. New Zealand must push forward like this. They must make strong runs at the Fijians and not just to go back into their shell and continue just to push the ball about.
No, I think we've got to be positive, but at the same time we've got to be conscious that once we get the ball, we mustn't give it away too readily. And I think we've been a bit sloppy in some of our passes. We fought and won it back well, as we've just done there now, but that might not be enough against better sides.
Here's a nice ball through again. Here's Turner with a chance. Blocked by the goalkeeper's feet. Scrambled away, only as far as Elric. Turns it back in nicely. A Fijian foot in the way. It was centre-back Manan who just got his foot in there. Brian Turner, back to Cole. Cole, I think, being frustrated. No, the free kick being given. I would think rather, in fact, it's a New Zealand free kick, Alan, than a Fijian one.
Yes, indeed, indeed. I think both Cole and Sumner in the midfield looking very powerful when it comes to dwelling on the ball and winning the ball back again.
Brian Turner going short. Grant Turner looking for it, headed it down and slid past the post.
A lot of enthusiasm for the game, this lad. He's come on a ton this year. Obviously, he's been scoring goals well, both in the league and internationally. But his attitudes towards the game have been absolutely top class.
Now Salim. And Fiji with the throw. Duncan Cole. To Armand. Across to Herbert. Brian Turner. Nice flick on from Hill. Ball pushed through to Wooden. And the goalkeeper, Kambalala, came a long way as Brian Turner threatened, and New Zealand have another throw.
I think the goalkeeper could let that ball run then. Showed his inexperience, I think, a little bit. He got a little bit frightened as the ball was coming through into his box.
Wooden back to Cole. To Mackay. Cole with the space. There's the cross. Brian Turner looking for it. Wooden with a chance. Over the top. Well, that's really only 1 out of 3 as far as shooting for Steve Wooden goes.
Yeah, that was a nice piece of play. Actually, we built it up well down with a lot of composure down that right-hand side. The ball was played across. It was nodded down and struck in. I don't think he'd be laughing quite as much as that had the score been 0-0. But I think when they've got 4 in the back of the net, one can afford a smile at this stage.
Duncan Cole again. Now Menard pushed up into the midfield. Grant Turner to Mackay. Elric. Brian Turner. Nice ball through. Here's Grant Turner in pursuit down near the byline. Back across the goal. And Kambalala made an awful mess of that. New Zealand win the corner.
I think in the last 5 minutes now, the lads have got the act together a bit better and we've been much more positive in A, getting into the box, and B, playing balls in there for runners who are going into the box. That's not bad at all.
Steve Wooden with the corner. And pushed to Elric. Wooden chipping it across, turned clear. Cole picking it up from a long way out. There's his shot. Oh, in the net. Well, Kambalala was very casual there, and Duncan Cole hit that along the ground from fully 40 metres, and it's 5-0.
Yes, indeed, a splendid goal from Duncan Cole there. I think the goalkeeper was a little bit caught unawares. He possibly could have even been unsighted. The man was so far out of the box. As you see from the replay, it's way, way outside, somewhere close on 35, 40 metres. Well struck, head over the ball. And I tend to think the goalkeeper thought that was going wide. He saw it long enough, he let it go wide. And again, we'll see it from behind the goal. He's a long way out. The goalkeeper sees it, takes a couple of paces, thought it was going outside the net, but unfortunately it finished up inside for him. Unfortunately, it was inside for New Zealand.
So as we come to the last 5 minutes of this first spell, the scoreline tells it all. New Zealand 5, Fiji 0. Australia won 10-0 on Friday night. They led 3-0 at half-time. And surely, Alan, that must be the target for New Zealand. They've got to say, we've got to get to double figures. And here's John Hill away on a run. Turn back. Wooden flicking on, Grant Turner. Back to Wooden. Will he miss this time? And Kambalala's legs are there again. Cole with another long shot, and that one's wide. Well, Steve Wooden showed his hands there. I think he can't believe it.
Well, I think let's give some credit to the goalkeeper, because he came off his line very quickly and got the thing away with his legs. And, of course, all credit due to Steve. He did actually get the ball on target. That's the important issue.
Now Sumner with the ball. Fiji start to come away to Watkins. Rather, it's to Kambakoro. Kambakoro nodding down, off the feet of Grant Turner, and wins the throw. Menard. Kambakoro beats the tackle nicely. And we'll look at the determination on Richard Wilson's face. There's the long one again. Steve Wooden's looking for this. It's running on for him nicely. He's going to hook it across in front of goal. And Brian Turner nods it in beautifully. And New Zealand lead by 6-0 in the 41st minute of the first spell.
I think a lot of credit must go here to Wooden. He chased this very well. Splendid vision. He's spotted Turner already coming into the 6-yard box. He's beaten the goalkeeper, and Turner's now coming from a long way out, jumps and nods it away. Number 6, no problem whatsoever.
And here we see
a marvellous piece of play from Wooden there, over the top, and on his 97th appearance for his country, he's actually notched again. Well done, Brian Turner.
Well, now Fiji pushing forward. There's a shot. Wilson, oh, turned around. And that was a fine shot from Choi as Richard Wilson was stretching for it. Choi jogging back. With the jersey.
All credit there, Neil. I think this young boy came forward well and struck that extremely well. I think had it been a couple of inches low, it could have caused Richard a lot of problems in that top left-hand corner.
And that was a good response from the Fijian. So Choi's prepared that he's still prepared to play. Now Brian Turner to Sumner. That was an untidy ball. Sumner winning it back though, finding Grant Turner to Sumner. It's Cole, it's Wooden that's made the run. He's offside. Wooden made his run. And just that fraction in front. Crowd simmering here at Mount Smart, obviously feeling that there are more goals to come. And they enjoy seeing the goals. Now Grant Turner. Sumner. Duncan Cole. He's trapped it, day one. Herbert. Back to Watkin. Mackay. Fiji inside tackling with much more aggression now, Alan. They're not hanging off the New Zealanders.
Well, no, they're coming in and having a little bit of a battle, but I think also we're very, very sloppy in the quality of our passing. I don't think Fallon and Adset will be too happy with that last little exhibition.
Well, here's Steve Wooden, just turning the ball onto Mackay as he runs forward. Flicks it inside nicely, gets it inside one. Rebounds off the feet of Salim, the goal, and it's the corner. Well, Keith Mackay would have run as far as anybody in the first half. His little legs just keep pumping away, but he just keeps on running. Turner with the ball. There again as far as Cole. There's the shot again. Oh, off the chest. Mackay has a chance. Nods it over. Sumner with the ball. Lovely touch. 7-0. Steve Sumner.
This man's having a brilliant game, Neil. His driving determination in the midfield has been an outstanding quality of the first 45 minutes, and he's backed this off now with 2 splendid goals. Not least of all this delicate little ball. It's played in by Mackay on the right. He's picked it up off the goalkeeper, who could not hold Duncan's shot. A delicate chip over the top, perfectly placed, and there we see number 7. Excellent goal from the skipper.
Well, as we approach very close to half-time, here's the end-on shot.
There's a shot now from Duncan. Splendid shot. Keeper couldn't hold it. Delicate chip here from Mackay. Lovely, lovely timing. Well done, Steve.
7-0. Down at the other end, Herbert in quickly. Back to Wilson. And it must be approaching as referee Getcry blows for half-time. We have the scoreline at Mount Smart Stadium, and the New Zealand crowd rise to a fine first half from the New Zealanders. New Zealand lead by 7-0. Just running through those goals in the first spell, it was Steve Wooden within 3 minutes, Sumner in the 10th, Grant Turner here first in the 12th minute. Grant Turner again in the 31st. Duncan Cole in the 38th. Brian Turner in the 41st. And Sumner in the 44th minute. Alan Both is on for Grant Turner. And immediately New Zealand push forward. Manan for Fiji. Back to Kamborakoro. And New Zealand winning the throw. Scotsman Alan Both. Number 17, Alan Both. Came on in Taiwan. Hard, aggressive runner. He'll push it about. He'll go pretty hard for it. And interesting to see how he plays under these circumstances. Ball picked up by Williams, who's the first of the Fijian substitutes. We'll see if they have any more in the second spell. Mackay to Sumner. To Wooden. Now here's Both. Trying to get set, chipping it across. Brian Turner with it. And saved by the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper has also been substituted. And that, I think, would be Ravono. Resplendent in a bright red sweater. Campbell Olalo, the goalkeeper in the first half, was in bright yellow, but Ravono in the red. Yes, Ravono is the goalkeeper. Ravono the goalkeeper, so the Fijians have made 2 substitutions. New Zealand, Grant Turner off, and Alan Both on. Kick it halfway. Being pursued. Back to goalkeeper Wilson. Richard Wilson without the benefit of the breeze in the second spell. See where his goal kicks in. Picking it up nicely. Putting his ball through for Mackay. Mackay running onto it nicely round the goalkeeper. Bounce in front of Killer, and he puts it in. It's 8-0. And a fine bit of work from Keith Mackay, and he will be delighted.
Yes, an aggressive piece of play there from the little fella, wasn't it, really? Because he was never on to get that ball, and he won it back again. The goalkeeper got it. You can see on the replay now, he sets off in his run nicely, keeps the run going, but the 3 gets a hold of it. And he fights to get it back, wins it again. Loses to the keeper, wins it back again, and under pressure, coolly puts in the back of the net. Nice piece of play. And there's the kick, and here's the replay again. It's pushed through. Nicely weighted ball from Brian Turner, picked up by the fullback, picked up by Buzzer, picked up again, and slotted in. Well done, Mackay.
And now on the edge of the penalty area, pushing forward, it's Turner back in towards Wooden. And he really hasn't got his shooting boots on today. That was on the left foot, and he skewed it wide. Well, Steve Wooden, I think almost the frustration showing on his face there. He knows he's just not hitting the ball right. Cole going for a flyer. Harmon mops up. Now to Mackay, flicked on nicely to Brian Turner. Hill overlapping. Ball pushed through to Hill. Goalkeeper's out, Ravono. And Hill went down. Play on. Mackay turns it across. Brian Turner trying to bring it under control. And his shot's over the top. And meantime, John Hill is left writhing on the ground.
There's Hill going in very bravely indeed. It looks as if he's taken the shin of the goalkeeper across the lower half of his leg, possibly just underneath the knee. And we'll see what happened when Doug treats it. Yes, it looks as if it's the knee. It's just underneath. This could be quite painful, this one.
Goalkeeper Ravono is also down. They're signalling for the physio. Miller's up on his feet.
They breed tough ones in Gisborne. I don't think he'd play for Fallon if he couldn't get up again.
Yes, John Hill, the little Irishman. He's seen plenty of hard nights in Ireland, and he'll be able to handle that. And I'm sure down home in Gisborne, his family and his young son will be saying, "Come on, Dad," and not hurting too much. In the meantime, the Fijian goalkeeper is down, and New Zealand physio Doug Edwards, who has travelled far and wide with us, has pulled out the magic spray. There's many a footballer's had a taste of that.
I think, Neil, with the 2 substitutes already having been made, and there we see the replay of the collision. Yes, and it looks as if it's the foot of John Hill that hit the goalkeeper's knee, and it's the other shin that hit the knee of John Hill. So they've been a real legs collision there. It looks as if he's all right, but I think had he had to be taken off, I think they'd have been in real trouble, because they've already made 2 substitutions, and I think that could be a pointed towards management there. They're not terribly well organised on that front.
Well, goalkeeper Ravono, I'm sure, is a hard man, and he's up, but that would have been a painful knock. Doug Edwards has showed his impartiality. He's treated both sides, and now we're underway again, and it's Brian Turner out near the edge of the penalty area. Across the goal. Oh, and Ravono had to go high for that. As Mackay lurked. Keith Mackay. As the ball is rolled away. Strong tackle on the Fijians, and they win the free kick. It's Salim. Salim deep in defence, turning it on to Williams. Challenged by Mackay. Ball pushed through again for Mackay. Is he going to try and make it number 2? He was shouldered out of the way. John Hill going high. Herbert pushing it forward. Wooden again. Keith Mackay, well, he was looking for number 2, and he was unceremoniously shouldered aside there.
I think he must have felt just a little bit cheated, Neil. The boy was inside the box, and he was definitely run off the ball. Now, whether it's obstruction or whether it was a penal offence, who knows? But I think he deserved something out of it.
The referee was a long way away, Alan, but I think Keith Mackay could see number 2 written all over it, and that grin would have been ever wide for another 24 hours if that had been the case. There's Elric being left. Turning it back to Armand. Now to Ricky Herbert. Haven't seen a lot of Herbert today. Armand across to Cole, nicely in space. Brian Turner pushing it on. Here's Wooden. Was looking for both. Steve Wooden, in lots of ways, Alan, has had the horrors today. Things have just not gone his way.
Yes, I think when you're playing against teams of bad organisation like this, they take up positions which are unorthodox, and consequently they don't always read the body shape of the player on the ball. And he's indicated to do a certain thing there, and the guy running alongside him didn't buy the dummy at all and stayed in line. And that can be very, very frustrating when you're playing teams of inferior quality as we are at this moment in time.
Elric, a nice ball through to both. Cross to Turner, good shot, but Ravono down well. Brian Turner hit that very sweetly. Alan both just touching it in his path. But Ravono got a good sight and he covered it well, got his body behind it. Now he's meleeed for Fiji. Cut out by Elric to Sumner. There's Keith Mackay. The legs just keep on pumping. Brian Turner. To Wooden. Wooden has the space. Starting to lurk in field, trying to get that left foot shot. Back to Sumner. Sumner with a shot. And Ravono did not get down to that. And Steve Sumner has a hat-trick. and what a captain's game that is.
I think if anyone deserves a hat-trick as well, it's this man. That's the 9th goal of the team and the 3rd for him, and it was a splendid piece of play. Very high understanding between him and Wooden. There's Wooden now, dummies to go inside. Steve comes out, just a touch, destroyed the covering player, who's now almost flat on his backside and well struck. All credit to Sumner, poor positional play by the goalkeeper. And of course you will get punished if you do that sort of thing. And you can see again on the replay, he comes inside, outside run, destroys the cover, struck home. Well done.
Well, we've had about 12 minutes in the second spell. New Zealand lead 9-0. The double figures lurks ever closer. And here's Alan Both with space on the far side. Content to turn it into Mackay. He's the only one there. Turns it back to Wooden. Wooden with a shot. Ravono at full stretch over the top. And Steve Wooden hit that very sweetly indeed. And Wooden heads off for the corner, thinking about what might have been, but content in the knowledge that 9 goals are in the Fijian net.
I think the Fijian goalkeeper's now just checking to see whether his hands are still in place.
That was a bad miss. Sumner, though, quickly back to Mackay. The effervescent Keith Mackay. There's a ball through to Brian Turner. Slips back to Hill. There's the cross curling away. Back to Cole. Cole with a shot over the top. It's almost becoming like a target practice, Alan.
Yes, well, I think it's something we've got to do once we get into shooting positions like this, and we're talking about shooting positions from 35 yards and nearer. I think we've got to be looking to strike stuff at goal now. We're 9 goals up. No way are we going to get caught. In fact, it doesn't even look as if we're going to have a goal scored against us. And I think what we've got to do now is to get ourselves tuned in, because they can't make us play well. We've got to make ourselves play well. And consequently, having played well, we've then got to finish it by shooting.
Diving header from Armand. Salim had some, it was Choi had some words. However, it's Mackay. Wooden. Giving it back to Hill. Now Sumner. Herbert to Elric. The 2 number 14s. Elric rides the tackle well. Works his way in towards the box. Both shot. Hooked it wide.
Nice piece of technique there from Alan Both. Lovely little turn in the box. Everyone expected the ball to be pulled back, and he turned and spun again and played it across the goal. Good idea to bring the lad on as well at this stage, I feel, Neil, because he's been in and out of the side, and he may well be needed in the next round. And to give him a good 45-minute workout at this level without the pressure of having to score goals, I think this is a sound piece of management by Johnny Adshead.
Here's Both again, turning it as Wooden went looking. Both to Wooden. And Salim turning it back to his goalkeeper. Cole with a throw to Sumner. Mackay, back to Hill, turn back to Richard Wilson. And Richard Wilson once again has had a very quiet day. Back on by Turner. Bulavanaka into Celine. Elric to both. Nice ball again through to both. This is Brian Turner turning it across the goal. Sumner in the back of the net. The captain has done it. New Zealand are in double figures. It is 10-0.
Splendid piece of running this from Sumner. He's in the picture now. You just see him disappearing out of the picture. He's going along the top. He sneaks in round the back of the fullback. And here we see Turner coming now, plays across, draws the goalkeeper, and now you see coming back into picture Sumner. An excellent piece of running, brilliant piece of work from the skipper, and another very, very finely taken goal. Now we'll look at it again. There it is, there's the skipper, he's away now. Played in by both. Brian Turner plays it back flat across the goal and finished off by the captain.
Steve Sumner has 4 in the back of the net. New Zealand have taken 61 minutes to reach double figures. And I wonder if Charlie Dempsey is going to place his phone call to Australia now. In the meantime, here's both away again with space, trying a shot. Skidding awkwardly across the turf, and Ravono, I think he's feeling that shin, Alan, just watching him there, feeling the shin, the injury that he had. Elric again. Nodding it back to Wooden. Down to Sumner. Ravono with his sock down. And that was where he received the injury in the clash with Hill.
Yes, apart from that, I think he must be a very demoralised man. He's had 5 goals go past the lad, or 3 goals go past him already. He's into double figures for his team. The whole team now must need a real injection of morale somewhere down the line, but where on earth they get it from, heaven only knows.
Armand to Elric. Solidly tackled by Melee, and the free kick quickly taken. Alan Both finding himself in space. Armand to Turner. Now Celine. Handball from Choi. Free kick to New Zealand. Free kick played in, Wooden again. Dispossessed. Turned away. Here's Mackay quickly to Both. To Brian Turner. Pushed back in the path of Wooden. Good covering from Choi. He's been one of the few Fijians to show out. And Herbert being pursued. Wilson is there as always, and New Zealand will clear. Finding Captain Sumner, who makes one of his rare mistakes. Quickly picked up by Cole, and then Both to Hill. Turner to Mackay. Mackay back in field to Hill. Nodded down. Turner was looking at the goal, where it should have been. And now Watkins slowing the pace down. Back to Manan. Celine to Manan and back to Watkins. Ravono. Back to Watkin. John Hill. As we see Alan Bright standing there with the coach Shadstead. Alan Bright making his first appearance. And in the distance, John Hill. After that clash with the goalkeeper coming off. He's played so well. And this brings David Bright. We'll get it right. It's David Bright, of course, coming on, the Manarewa defender. And he'll take the place of John Hill at left back. So New Zealand have made their 2 substitutions. Grant Turner coming off at half-time, replaced by Alan Both, and David Bright making his first appearance in this round, replacing John Hill. Sumner to Cole. Played very well in the midfield. Finding Mackay, flicking it on. Pursuing the goalkeeper, Mackay going in pretty hard.
I think this guy, you know, he must have 2 pair of lungs, one for each half of the game, because he's incredible. I thought he was running flat out into the box, and he changed up gear again. Amazing little man.
Now there's an untidy back pass, a spectacular Fijian dive, and a corner to New Zealand. New Zealand lead 10 goals to 0, about 24 minutes in the second spell. And the question is, can they head off the Australian score of 10-0 recorded in Wednesday night? Turner flicking it to Both. And Alan Both unable just to get the last touch. Long goal kick which fades out. New Zealand take the throw. New Zealand captain Sumner pushing forward. Both right across the goal. Mackay with a header. Ravono dives at him. And it's another corner. Pete Mackay adjusting his socks as Wooden brings the corner. Now melee in space for Fiji. Turning it back to Williams. And now Campbell Okoro. Salim, Campbell Okoro, and back to goalkeeper Ravono. Watkin. Fijians putting the game in slow motion at the moment. That's Salim. Watkin. It's run in field. Bright. Bright across the goal. Ravono's out a long way. Duncan Cole's there. And little Keith Mackay faced up to big goalkeeper Ravono. And the size one. Fijians just content. Just trying to hold the ball. Armand to Sumner. Back to Armand. Long cross. Ravono rolls clear. Finds Dewan. Hardly been in the game. Choi wins the free kick. Vanaka. Salim. Now Williams. Fiji just holding the ball. Played across to Watkin. Crowd starting to get a little restive. Manan. Almost be classed as passive resistance.
Well, I'm afraid these boys are technically reasonable players and they're knocking the ball around, but they're doing it in the wrong parts of the field. They're totally devoid of any ideas. They're completely on the floor in terms of their morale. They don't really want to play. I think they're praying for the game to come to an end, and I think we've got to get a hold of the ball and start drawing them out.
Here's Wooden's chance. Ravono goes high. Good goalkeeping. Fine goalkeeping. Ryan Turner appeared to get a whack in the elbow. Ravono rolls it away. Here's Mackay. Sumner. Little through ball to Mackay. As he leapt over the top of Salim in pursuit. Keith Mackay wants his second. Fiji continuing with the campaign of just holding the ball deep in their own half. Menard with the throw, and we've had some 28 minutes in the second spell. New Zealand lead 10-0. Sumner, 4 goals today for the New Zealand captain. Pushing it back to Arman. Brian Turner looking to nod it through and losing it across the touchline for a Fijian throw. A throw to Ravono, and he's conceded a corner. Corner quickly taken. There's Sumner with the ball in the back of the net. Sumner, 5 goals. New Zealand 11, Fiji 0. 29 minutes in the second spell.
Well, it's tragic, I think, Neil, that the Fijians are putting up such a bad display against us, because this man's had a magnificent game. He's done really well. He's active the whole of the 60-odd minutes of this. And if you look at it here, almost on his own, he gets up and puts it away extremely well. All the aggression in the world to sink that. An excellent skipper's performance from this fellow. And as you say, it's a tragedy that the Fijians haven't responded by playing against the fellow.
Here's a clearance over halfway. Herbert in pursuit with Choi. And Richard Wilson has a chance to get his hands warm. Throw and clear. Long ball through. There's Sumner again. Turning it into Turner to Wood. Dave Bright. Chipping it in. Now Manan. Will the Fijians go back to their passive resistance? It appears so. The ball's turned back to Watkin. Both to Sumner, to Wood. Keith Mackay. Turning it infield to Wood. Try to turn it back. It does to Brian Turner. In the air. Only as far as Bright. Wooden just walks through a tackle. Elric hit it sweetly again, but Ravono was in position. Adrian Elric scored that magnificent goal from the similar angle, but further out in the game against Indonesia. That was the 5th goal, but New Zealand have 11 in this game. Right to Turner. Both pushing forward. Sumner again. Across the goal, Ravono catches it well. Long clearance. Choi pursuing Armand. And Armand awarded the free kick. Turner, a nice ball onto Wood. Onto the left foot. The ball bouncing off the chest of Ravono, who makes a spectacular effort and concedes another corner. Well, at least the crowd are getting their money's worth from Ravono, Alan.
Oh, yes. It's an embarrassment for the lad, really. He's got a back four in front of him who don't really want to defend well, and he's being forced to take all these shots. And, of course, the greater the number that come in, the greater the problems he's having.
Wooden with the corner. Flicked on by Turner, flicked back to Brian Turner. Headed by Herbert, cleared to Cole. And that sailed very close. Duncan Cole scored a great goal in the first spell, and he was looking for his second. As we approach the last 10 minutes of this round of the Oceania group, and it seems a long way away till we look back to that warm April afternoon when Australia and New Zealand battled to a 3-3 draw, and captain Steve Sumner scored that goal but gave New Zealand the point. He showed his real captain skill today by leading his team and putting 5 in the back of the net. Steve Sumner, New Zealand captain. Really a leader by example. There's the throw. Now the ball to Choi. Cut out by Bright. Armand. David Bright on as a substitute to both. Now it's Brian Turner. Now Steve Wooden holding the ball. Eldon bringing it down well. Into Sumner. Trying to get Cole set for the shot.
I think, Neil, that's the sort of style of play that we've got to be looking to practice now. We've got to be looking to play balls in, set up the shot, and then come and take it on the edge of the box. Because that's the best we're going to get out of it against teams in the next round. And we must be thinking to get ahead all the time in this game.
Now Daywand. Manan. Cole. Cole with space. To Wooden. Trying to get the left foot on it. Both up for the shot. Called for offside. Alan, both been on for the full second half. It has played pretty well. The crowd in the grandstand, I'm sure, ready to rise to the New Zealand team, winners of the Oceania group. Meanwhile, the battle goes on. Brian Turner, veteran of 97 games. Back to Mackay. Wooden looking for it. Across the goal. There's nobody there. Oh, bounces off the back. Off the back of the head of Kambakoro. He's got a smile about it. It was rather a unique own goal, that one. Williams. Choi in pursuit. Right to Wilson. Elwood. To Sumner. Elwood again. Rebounds off Wooden. Celine mops up. Now Cole. Cole with space. Still continuing his run. Chips it back across the goal. Just flicked away. Here's Armand right deep from the defence. What will Bobby Armand do? Flag up for offside. Is Wooden looking for it? Sumner still marshalling his team, hands on hips. As Armand picks up the ball to Herbert, and it's turned back to Wilson. Turner to Bright. Sumner just losing control. Now Williams. Back to Celine. Manan. Cut out by Armand. Both to Sumner. Now Wooden. Little ball played to Armand. Pull back across. And the goal kick. Well, the Fijians are just down to a walk at this stage, Alan, with 5 minutes left.
Yeah, I think also we're getting tired as well. You know, we've worked hard this half, and I think we've done reasonably well. We've scored the goals we've needed to score, and I think although they were not capable of doing a great deal against us, I think we've done a fair amount against them. I think some of our front players now are starting to feel the pace just a little bit. We've lost a little bit of mobility for balls being played in.
Ravono rolls it clear. Kambakoro. Now Celine. Manan. Wooden. Both. Mackay. Sumner with a shot. Palm high in the air. Punched away. Good goalkeeping. Turned in again to Sumner. Little ball for Mackay. To Brian Turner. That's in the net. 12-0.
Well, that's the round dozen. The goalkeeper did very well a couple of seconds ago. He got the ball away, but it was only a question of time before he came back at him. He couldn't quite clear it far enough, and we picked it up. I think we'll see the replay presently. Here we go now. The ball is played back in again. Buzzer turns his square, and Brian, of course, finishes off with all the clinical accuracy that the man can bring to his the forefront of his game. And of course, after 97 matches, it's only to be expected. And from a slightly different angle, there's the good save. He does well. He gets this one away again, but only as far as one of our players, and we play on and move from there. Alan both picks it up, plays inside. Buzzer picks this one up again, turns it to Brian, and Brian coolly finishes it off. Magnificent goal, that one.
Now here's Wooden, robbed, picked up by Sumner. Sumner with a shot, and it's in the net. Oh, brilliantly hit by Sumner. In the 41st minute, Sumner has 6, it's 13-0.
Well, I don't know whether we've broken world records here, because I can't, off the top of my head, recall anyone scoring 6 goals in an international match. Certainly, I wouldn't think it's happened in New Zealand. There's the wind-up, and there's the shot, and there's the bulge in the back of the net. An excellent goal. Here it is again. He sees the gap, and now he fills it. Well done. Goalkeeper got a hand to it, but certainly not enough to stop it.
Well, New Zealand pushed forward. It was 14 points at Lancaster Park yesterday. It's 13 goals at Mount Smart today. I wonder if the 14th is coming. Here's Duncan Cole pushing forward to Melee. And some 3 minutes remaining. Elric to Mackay. He'd like a second, I'm sure. Stevie Wood hasn't really been his day. Sumner again. Bright signalling at the far post. There's his header, and it was a pretty weak effort. He was nicely placed, but he didn't really get onto it. Like handball, here's Fiji away. Shone, with about 4 minutes going. Wilson out of goal. Rolls it away to
about the greatest pressure that Wilson's been under all game, where he had to come and make a fairly snap decision. He had to come between the two and grab the ball.
Elric to Brian Turner. Here's a nice ball to both. Oh, both hacked down. The offender was Choi. Ball played quickly to Wooden. Volleyed away by Villavanaka. Cold to Sumner. And the linesman awarding a throw. Turn back to Camborokoro. Armand. Cole to Wooden. Getting in the way with Sumner. Sumner, still working flat out, Sumner. Back to Cole. Turner to Cole. Sumner again. There's the cross. Allen both looking for it. Slides behind for the goal kick. Well, the soccer team, the New Zealand Kiwis, have just a couple of minutes to go to equal the All Black score. They have 13 in the back of the net. Now Bright to Sumner. Keith Mackay has run so far today. He's still going. Winning it back. Cole, the long ball. Elric in pursuit. Duncan Cole indicating where he should have gone. Belay to Wooden, who's offside again. And it's a goal kick. Well, a game winding down to something of an anticlimax. New Zealand hollow winners. But more importantly, as we go into injury time, New Zealand today have clinched the Oceania group. And now it's the big four. As the referee blows his whistle for full time and the crowd rise. New Zealand 13, Fiji 0. New Zealand 13, Fiji 0. The goal scorers, Wooden in the 3rd minute, then Steve Sumner, the first of his 6. Then Grant Turner scored twice, Duncan Cole, Brian Turner and Steve Sumner. That made it 7-0 at the end of 45 minutes. And in the second spell, Keith Mackay opened the scoring. Sumner scored twice more, 3 in a row to get 5. To bring it to 11.
It's a break.
The side that started at Norwich, Graham Roberts and Chris Houghton both have a
side built round 3 great players, the sweeper Herbert Weber, and of course the great Czechoslovakian internationalist who's played over 60 times for his country,